Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. So during the Great Tribulation, during the end times, which is the Mother Tantra of the Anuttara Tantra, which you will be doing the Father Tantra, Mother Tantra, and Non-Dual Tantra all together. So during the end times, what happens is like this current world that we have, that which on the surface seems like this amazingly modern world, that we have progressed and advanced and evolved so far ahead in a very short period of time. The giveaway for that should actually be how quickly we progress from basically dirt road to superhighways. So a giveaway should be that. It's like how it's all fake and how it's not a progressive evolutionary trajectory done over thousands of years, but everything was primitive until like 200 years ago. This house that I live in, the road for this house, if I look at the old photographs, it's all dirt road. It's all like there's no pavement, there's no bitumen. It's all dirt road. So it's like you can say how quickly we have gone from nothing, like nothing at all, to all of a sudden within our parents' generation and our generation, we all of a sudden have everything. We have like the superhighways, we have the planes, we have the cars, we have the internet, we have the iPhone, we have like movies, we have music, we have fame, we have superstars, we have celebrities, we have crazy politicians, we have the concept of fame, we have like how to be a billionaire, how to be a millionaire, all within our parents' generation that started, and our generation is just like everything. So that should be like a giveaway in terms of how like this evolutionary trajectory is fake, because only we can be tricked, because from our point, from our positioning in our generation, we don't have the future. They didn't even have photographs back in the day, not for the earth people anyways. They didn't have videos and photographs. So we only have video and photographic evidence for so many years. So we don't even know the time before the photos and videos were invented. We don't even know the time then. When we look at the modern world, that's like super fast-paced modern world, everything is like exponentially growing, so-called advancing. Everything is busier and faster, and everyone is inspired to be a celebrity. Everyone is inspired to be a billionaire. So we are living in that kind of environment, that super ultra fast-paced, hyper superficial, consumerism, mindless kind of environment. All of this which we perceive as positive, entertainment as positive. Oh, let's go watch a movie, listen to this new song, do you know about this new celebrity? So we perceive that to be like good. We perceive that to be positive. We perceive like traveling, like traveling into different countries. We perceive that to be positive. We perceive like all the cars and the airplanes and all of those industries to be positive. We perceive technology to be positive. We perceive education, our education system, to be positive. We perceive the government to be positive. People trust the government. We perceive healthcare to be positive. We perceive the food and beverage, they are good. It's like, oh my God, now we have so much production of food, and there's like shops everywhere and food everywhere, and it's like so much food. And so much restaurants, so many things to try, and there's like this menu that's that long, and you can eat whatever you want. So we perceive all of these things to be positive. We have the banking and the finances, which we perceive to be positive. Then we have like the massive real estate, like houses popping up everywhere. Like in my street down here, there's like, I think every other house is a brand new house. And so we perceive all of those things to be positive. All of these, the modern system, you can say our generation system, to be like positive. It's like, wow, it's like these huge universities and PhDs and masters and degrees, and I get to be a doctor, and I get to be an engineer, and I get to use an iPhone, have technology. We have like information in the tips of a finger, and we can buy anything we want online. It just gets shipped to our door. So all of those things we perceive to be like positive on this end, which is the pre-trib, like this is the pre-trib space, which is like the pre-tribulation space. So in that end, we perceive like this whole world system that we are in, the super fast-paced, rapidly evolved out of nowhere kind of world, like it just came out of nowhere. We perceive all of this to be positive, and we appreciate the creators like the Bill Gates, the Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. So all of the people that create different things, we perceive them like to be positive, like even like old scientists like Einstein and poets and writers and Socrates and all of those. We perceive all of them to be like positive, and people respect them, follow their work and stuff. And all the celebrities people follow after, and all the politicians people follow after. Though those are a bit more obvious, like celebrity politicians, like it's 50-50. It's not like 100%, but the majority of the younger generations are into the celebrities. So you have that positive understanding of all of that, like the positive understanding of the education system, positive understanding of technology. You want to go and travel and have fun with your friends. So all of that is positive for you in the pre-trib space, because you are still asleep and you haven't been woken up. But during the tribulation, after the rapture of the church, and when the tribulation begins, so the rapture of the church is basically the Mother Tantra. The rapture of the church is happening through the Mother Tantra. Within the Vajrayana, which is also called the Mantrayana vehicle, you have the Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisaha as the mantra vehicle. Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Soha as a mantra vehicle, but the mantra that was given to me was Gate Gate Paragate Parasam Gate Bodhisaha. It was that mantra. So within the mantra vehicle, when the church raptures through the mantra vehicle, that's why the rapture has to do with the feminine. If you study Hebrewism, you will see the rapture of the bride and church. That's what it says. If you study deeper of the meaning of rapture, not the Christian version, not the mainstream version of the meaning of rapture, but if you study the authentic, the traditional meaning of rapture, the rapture is directly connected to the Hebrew wedding. You can understand the rapture as the Hebrew wedding. So you will not understand the rapture if you're just studying the Bible, if you're just studying the scripture, you will not understand the rapture. The rapture is related to the Hebrew wedding, and you can only understand the rapture through the Hebrew wedding. That's the only way to understand the rapture. So that's why you have the rapture of the church and the bride, and the feminine principle is doing the rapture. And that's why the end times is the Mother Tantra, is the feminine space, is the Mother Tantra, because we have had a 6,000 years of Father Tantra of this generation phase. So we are generating all the systems. We are generating time throughout the generation. Yeshua, Son of God, said all the humans have to be born on this earth. Like everyone has to be born, and then we can have the rapture. Then we can have the tribulation. So all of these things that we are waiting to systematically just happen over time, and then when things complete and wrap up, and I have to do my purification, I have to be born again. I'm doing my work as well, and the generation stage around us is happening, and then we are reaching the end times. We are already doing our work before the tribulation. We are already giving testimony. We are already going through our purification. We're getting to know the Anuttara Tantra space. I am anyways. I'm getting to know the Anuttara space and understanding the Father Tantra and the Mother Tantra, and how the Mother Tantra will do the rapture through the Pragya Paramita Gate Gate Paragate, and that will initiate us into the Mother Tantra space of the Great Tribulation. So all of this work is already being done before the tribulation. So all of this system is very systematic. It's like boom, boom, boom. Everything is being done systematically. And there is a lot happening behind the scenes. Like people might think, oh, Jesus doesn't care. Like the world is dying, and they have like decimated Iraq, and there's so much war in Israel and Iraq and Iran and the Middle East, and no one cares about anyone. People might think that, but it's not true, because spiritually, the spiritual space is very active. A lot of people, they're fulfilling what they have to do spiritually, so we can bring in the rapture. So everyone has to fulfill their role until we get to the rapture point, until we get to the Great Tribulation Mother Tantra, and then you can have the second coming of Christ. So the second coming of Yeshua is not like a guessing thing. It's predictable, because once we have the Great Tribulation, you know that the Son of God will come after the desolation of the temple. So the Son of God will come after Satan declares himself as God. So it's like basically once you are once after the rapture, around the 3.5 year mark, Yeshua, Son of God, will come. So it's not like when is Christ coming? That's more like a Christian view. But if you if you understand the Jewish calendar, and if you understand that system, you know exactly when Christ is coming within that tribulation space, which is 7 years. When Christ is coming within that tribulation space, everyone knows that know the Hebrew scriptures properly and that have studied it. So we might perceive all of this this modern system, this world system, as positive during the pre-tribulation Father Tantra phase. When the Mother Tantra begins, which is the Great Tribulation, after the rapture, when the Mother Tantra begins, then you will really wake up to that this system being a charnel ground. Actually, that is run by demons, that are run by reptilians, that are run by Satanists, that are run by very, very evil forces. Just filth, pure filth. This whole earth system currently is under the whore of Babylon. So the feminine principle, the mother of this earth, is actually a whore. So whatever we give our energy to in that terms, we're giving our energy to a whore without knowing. So it's filth, it's a whore energy, it's a prostitute, it's a whore that sells their body and that has sex with anyone and sleeps with anyone, just like a diseased person. It's a whore energy. That's why you will be woken up at that level. You will understand this whole earth reality, this whole consumer system is actually a whore system. It's not a holy system of our Father. It's not a holy system. It's a whore system. It's a prostitute system. So that's what you'll wake up to. So all of this travel and entertainment, real estate and finance, and food and beverage, healthcare, government, technology, education, all of these things, you will realize that they are based on a whore energy. So the founding system or the underlying energy is the whore of Babylon, according to the book of Revelation, according to the Hebrew scriptures, according to the information given to us by our Father in heaven. So that's what you will wake up to during the Mother Tantra. And that's how you can understand what this reality is really about. And then you can sever your contact with this reality. So the Mother Tantra is Cho, is the Cheda Sadhana, which is like cutting your contact with this reality. You can purify yourself. You can distance yourself from this charnel ground whore beast system, purify yourself and rapture and go to heaven. So unless you don't understand, we live in a beast system, we live in a charnel ground, we live in a whore system. If you appreciate entertainment, if you appreciate education, if you appreciate technology, if you appreciate healthcare, finance, banking, if you appreciate those things, if you appreciate driving a nice car, if you appreciate those things, then you will go to hell, because you have to see what they really are. It's a whore-based system. It's a demonic system. It's a very, very evil system. It's a selfish system. It's a form-based system. It's based on attachment. So, and you don't even have to go that deep into this is a form-based world and attachment. You don't have to go that deep. You just know it's an evil system. And it's easy for us to sever contact with this world without even going too deep into spirituality. It's like once you know the truth, once you know the disclosure, once you have the basic spiritual background of the ruling elite, you know Satan, you know the whore of Babylon, you know Antichrist, you know those three, you know the unholy trinity, it will be very easy for you to figure out what this world is. So if you appreciate this world system that we are in, especially the Western, but they have overtaken the whole world system, because Shaitan is the prince of the world, is the ruler of this world. So he's going to influence everyone and basically wanting to rule every individual human being from every country. So that's what he would want to do. So he won't leave out anyone. So the satanic influence, the beast system influence, it's everywhere across the world. So in some countries, you might not see consumerism as much, but they have other problems over there. So everyone has been given, like, say, equality in terms of like the beast system and the whore model. Everyone is like, everyone balances out in terms of how we are within that system. So some might have hyper consumerism. You're always going to work. You're always like trying to earn money. You're so busy. You're part of the whole system. I'm like this PhD educator and I'm so busy and I've got to pay all these bills. So that's your partaking in the whole system. You appreciate the whole system. You appreciate your position. You appreciate your job. You appreciate your education. You appreciate your family. You appreciate your home. All of that you have to let go. But in another situation, they might not have the busy, fast-paced modern lifestyle, but they will have poverty, for example. They will be put through poverty like what they did to the African children. They love that. They go there, they photograph it, they spread it across the world. It makes them very proud. So that's what the fallen angels, the beast system, Satan, Antichrist, and Whore of Babylon, that's what they are about. That's what they represent. Spiritually and universally, that's what they represent. That's their louche system. And that's what they get satisfaction from, making like a child hungry. And they take photographs of like a child with just ribs poking out. You'll see a celebrity like holding the child's hand. So that's just like popularizing that picture because they want that kind of content to spread across the world, not because that they're kind and that they want to save the child, but they want that kind of content to be popularized across the world because that's what the Satanists are doing. But in other countries, you are experiencing it differently. You're experiencing through like hunger and poverty. In the West, you could be enslaved into consumerism. Everyone is impacted equally within the beast system. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. In the Mother Tantra, in the Great Tribulation, in the Mother Tantra, you will wake up to the true nature of this reality, and you have to sever your contact with this modern world that you appreciate so much, that you believe it's a good system, that you believe it's progressive, that you believe it's evolution, you believe it's advancing rapidly. Just 200 years ago, there was nothing. Everything was dust and dirt road everywhere. And now all of a sudden we have like super highways everywhere. So think about that. Why there is like this very quick, short burst of like this massive, hyper modernized system that we are a part of. It's like a quick burst. So think about why. Because it's the end times. And they feel safe to present themselves in that way. Like Satan feels safe to present himself as a creator, let's just say. Whereas before, he would be like hiding and playing safe. But now, because it's the end time and he knows there's only so much time for his rulership, he probably wants to come out and create everything that he can in this world. And it could also be that he has to show his face during the end time. So he wants to be like, look, I created all this. But seriously, like before our grandparents' time, there was nothing. So he didn't create anything until then. And only during our parents' generation and our generation, you have this burst of all of this activity, like this extreme, hyper fast modernization, because actually Satan has to come down. From the firmament, he has to come down to earth. And he has to actually show his face to the world so he can be like, look, I made all this. So that's why they do it. That's why Satanists do these things. They don't do it for us. We think, oh, they built all this for us. It's not. There is a specific agenda behind everything they do. So it's always calculated. It's not like, let's go help humans on the earth. Satanists don't think like that. The Whore of Babylon doesn't think like that. They think the opposite of us. So they are evil and we are good. They are non-spiritual and we are spiritual. They are carnal and we are spiritual. We think differently. So when they are doing something good, there is a personal selfish motive of why we have this short burst of extreme expansion and growth globally in Satan's language. So in the Cho sadhana, you will really have to recognize. You will be given that opportunity to recognize that. And that's why disclosure is so important for that reason, because spirituality doesn't address that layer.